Crusaders, it is I, Tyrodin Reinhardt, and I am here today to discuss with you the serious aspects of competitive play.
So without further ado, I would like you guys to take into consideration everything that's going on in the game. I will attempt to explain all of my plays and what's going through my mind at the time, why I'm doing as such. But I'm hoping you guys get something out of this, because a lot of you guys have requested a competitive play-by-play regarding me, and just general hints and tips from Reinhardt, so I hope I can live up to your expectations. I'll just be going through exactly what I'm thinking at the time, why I've justified the decisions that I have, noting team composition and what's actually happening in the game. So yeah, no, guys, if you like this, please let me know in the comments below, give it a like, and yeah, subscribe. Alright, let's get on with this then. So I believe a key fundamental regarding any competitive game is communications. Communications is absolutely vital to establishing team cohesion as well as confidence in, you know, our opening sort of team composition. So communication is absolutely fundamental when determining what sort of a match that you think you're going to have. You know, if everyone's got comms, it's going to be a very easy match to dive into. You can communicate much more clearly than you can typing, obviously. It just makes it very easy to, you know, convey the message or the ideas that you have across for defending or attacking. So as you can see right now, guys, I've positioned myself between the statue and the hotel. That is the best point a Reinhardt can stand if you've got a Reinhardt defending, particularly on King's Row. It allows your team to sit back behind your shield and manage that top window effectively. I did call out in game that there was a Widowmaker up there, so you can see the Soldier 76 just jumping behind the shield, taking heed to my comms, and, you know, putting some pot shots on there, putting some pressure on the Widowmaker so she can't get a snipe right off the bat. I mean, you can see right here that our team is being quite aggressive. You can see the Mercy already pushed up, you can see the Reaper pushed up, you can see the Zenyatta pushed up. These are not ideal places where supports should be sitting. Ultimately, they should be sitting behind my shield, taking pot shots where they can under protection of my barrier. But that's not the case. They're pushing up, they're with the Reaper, and you can just see Reaper just got picked off by himself. He didn't have Wraith, and he still moved in towards that statue area. Alright, so at the moment, I've got no shield, and I'm trying to mitigate as much damage as possible, as well as recharge shield, but the enemy team is being incredibly aggressive. You can see that they're already on point, and I'm trying to do my best to contest, but obviously it doesn't quite work out like this every time. I charged in there because I had nothing left to go for and I wanted to stop their advance through hotel. I managed to pick off that Xayah, but at the end of the day, she had reinforcements that were able to deal with me quite effectively. I was calling out in game that we should be having much more of an impact with regards to our positioning in the hotel. I mean, it's a crucial aspect of defending on this map where you need to maintain positive control of that hotel at all times. I mean, I went in with the assumption that my team was going to back me up, but as they say, assumption of the motherfuck-ups of all thing. So getting right back here though, so they've pushed in quite aggressively, come through the hotel as well as straight onto point via the statue, and that's what I mean. I managed to take out the Mercy with the Fire Strike. I turned around, I could see that the Soldier was ulting, charged him as he was trying to get the rest of my team, dealt with him effectively, and I cut off the Xayah from the rest of the team. I dealt with her, and at that point, again, I assumed that my team was in a better position than what they were, and ultimately they were not. So when I went back onto the point to contest the rest of the enemy team, I was dealt with very effectively. So getting back to it though, right now we're trying to establish a foothold on the first corner here on Streets phase. So you can see that they're just whittling down my shield and I'm forced to take cover. I mean, this new patch is just brutal against Reinhardt's shield and barriers. The damage output that can be done against them is just crazy. You can see now I've called out to my team and said we're moving up, and we're trying to effectively cut them off. You can see that was a botched ulti by me. It was completely mistimed. I mean, I only got one in the ulti, and then when I went to go consolidate the kill, I was booped off by Lucio. Luckily, we do manage to save this street phase. Due to, I think, mainly the confusion of one ulting and then going straight for it. They just didn't really know how to deal with that aggression. But in saying that, we were incredibly lucky that, you know, we didn't suffer more casualties than what we did. You can see Xayah popped her ultimate right then and there. She was like, okay, we're all grouped up on phase. They managed to take out pretty much all of us here, even despite the fact that the Zen ulted, which was a perfect play by the Zen. He popped ultimate as soon as the Xayah ult went down. You can see Reaper trying to do what he does best, but ultimately he just gets shut down. They were ready for him. So yeah, not a great result at the street phase that we were hoping for. And a lot of that burden would be placed firmly on my shoulders. I mean, it was a misplay by my part. But anyway, getting back into it. So right now, we're sort of talking on comms, like, can we contest? Can we contest? And the call was made by me to like, no, we could probably contest this if we go in now, but we needed to go in as a full unit. And we had nothing really to contest with. We just sort of attempted to YOLO onto the point. It wasn't the best of plays. So at the moment then, we're sort of sitting back, we're wondering, okay, we need to compose ourselves, we need to, you know, straighten up, we need to come together as a team, because right now we've got a very hard, you know, 2.5, 4 minutes to, you know, effectively deal with this enemy team and their aggression. We know that they have ultimates that are down, and we also know that they have ultimates that are coming online. So we have to really come together, coordinate well, and time our ults to counter theirs at opportune moments. So you can see just coming up here, I keep walking forward. I saw a really good opportunity to Earth Shatter, and I just took it. I called out to team, I'm like, I'm going for it. If they get a really good opportunity, follow up with the damage. And they did, to their credit. That was just amazing. Really good plays all around, really good communications. And everyone there sort of was on the same page, if you will. Everyone sort of knew how that was going to go down. I mean, the enemy team just wasn't ready for it, and they couldn't retreat quick enough. So right now we've consolidated on the, you know, last corner of, you know, the industry phase. I mean, it was at this point we're sort of all gathering together. We're ready for the the attack that is to come. We know that they have ultis they haven't expended, and we've got a couple of ultis to counter with ourselves. But at this point, we're very grouped up, and the Zai just saw an opportunity and took it. I got a lucky pin on the Genji as he was ulting through, but ultimately my team still does fall, and it was probably a very tiny mitigation for getting, you know, that Genji. But yeah, ultimately they won straight off the bat off that ulti. It was really, really good. The other thing to really take into consideration with regards to this is that we are up against a 5-stack of some of the best players in the Oceanic region. They're all top 500 players, of which I've played against them before, and by no means are they easy opponents to defeat. Even with a really good team, like if we had perfect comms and like a perfect composition to counter them, it would still be an incredibly tough matchup. That's just the nature of the beast. Great players are incredibly hard to come together and defeat. But ultimately that's the fun of the game as well, though, because you want to be challenged. You want to go up against consistently better players because you want that rush. You want that ability to say, hey, I competed with the best of them and we gave them a run for their money, or we defeated them. It was hard, and you know, it was a coin flip at the end, but we pulled it off. So yeah, anyway, getting back into it. So right now we've got a pretty good team composition. We're looking at the enemy team. We can see that they're set up at the regular spot in King's Row. So at the minute, we're sort of discussing how we're going to break their defense, and not a lot of ideas are coming out. They've got a very solid defense. You can see that their discipline is really, really well done. I mean, they've got the Roadhog on the right-hand side of that statue, throwing out random hooks, trying to get one, and the rest of the team is seriously behind that Reinhardt barrier, just taking pot shots from cover. So there's very little way that we could actually break their defense. So I'm sort of telling the team at this point that we should go to the right of the statue when I have full barrier, and we should, you know, get a speed boost across there. I keep reiterating this point pretty heavily because I've got to do it very quickly, because they just break my shield in an instant when it comes to me putting it straight back up. The damage output they put on the shield is incredible. And you can see that we're really not getting anywhere. They've got such a good, solid defense right now that our team cannot break their line at the minute. You can sort of see that during all of this, there are a lot of comms going on within our team. We're sort of just waiting at this point for Sombra's ult to come up. I mean, we've sort of determined that if we're going to break this line, we're going to break this defense, one of our best bets is to use Sombra's ultimate. This is the first time I've really played with a Sombra in competitive, so I was a bit hesitant to believe that, you know, we could pull this off. I wanted to go with a more traditional method, go right at the statue and, you know, get a pick off that way. But again, it's not happening. You can just see the Roadhog picked off the Lucio. I mean, that's the power of this defensive lineup on King's Row. Unless you've got a team that, you know, has practiced and has scrimmed and knows exactly how to approach this specific situation at this choke, then you're going to get absolutely ruffle stomped by an enemy team. So at this point you can see that, yep, we've gone in, we can see that Sombra's ulti's down, I've charged in, the enemy team shifted and rotated out of my way, I still managed to get a really good Earth Shatter on, we pick off 3, but 3 of their heroes have wrapped around the back, you know. we managed to effectively deal with them because they were all cut off from the rest of their support element. So in doing that, we managed to secure the first point, and from here we sort of take it on. It was really good coordination on our part. It was very, very patient as well, because it came sort of down to the wire at the very end there. We're like, we need to go now. The ultimate's ready. We're all on the same page, and we just had really, really good comps. It's like, we're going in now, boys. Let's do this. Let's do this. So yeah, you can see at the moment we're sort of pushing the payload up. They've already consolidated on that first point on streets, so they've got a very good foothold. And again, they're all sort of sitting back behind that Reinhardt shield, only taking pot shots when needed. They're not doing anything unnecessarily dangerous or unsafe for their support element. Okay, you can see that Reinhardt recklessly charged straight in. Really, really ballsy and really silly move. I mean, if we had been a better coordinated team, he wouldn't have been able to get away with that. We would have punished that 100%. But in that confusion, in that, not an ideal team environment that we're in, they're able to fully capitalize on the fact that we're not as organized as they are, and they would manage to push us back. So you can see as we're coming back online, they're still at that first corner on streets. Reinhardt's still there protecting his team, which is exactly what Reinhardt needs to do. I sort of go in here now because we need to be able to break this defense. He charges me and Zaya pops a bubble on me. I managed to get a really decent Earth Shatter here, but unfortunately it's just not enough for our team to capitalize on. And despite the fact that I took out the Soldier 76 who was nano boost and ulting, it came at a great cost, and ultimately it's at the expense of my ulti and ultimately my life. Probably wasn't the wisest of plays to make, but again, I thought my team were literally just sitting back at the tunnel and they would have been able to capitalize on it. Not the best. So you can see now, I sort of charged into the middle. I didn't expect them to be set up there. I honestly thought they'd be back on streets phase, so that was, again, my fuck up. And off that, they're able to sort of completely wallop my team. So yeah, not the smartest of plays by me, to be honest. And again, assumption is the motherfucker of all things, and I assumed wrong. So yeah, getting back onto it now, we know that they're very aggressively holding that tunnel choke, so we need to find a way to break their lines and also get onto that payload, because ultimately it's going to come down to what we can do. You can see I completely botched my charge there. It was really, really silly of me. And you can see that off that sort of this little push at the moment, we're all way too aggressive. We're also very we're starting to tilt a little bit, just because we're getting walloped every time we're trying to break this defense, and it does get to you. It really does whittle it down. I'm trying my best to maintain a positive attitude, but you can't remain that happy, sane fucking voice of reason at all times. I mean, it really does get to you. It really, really does. As a lot of you guys would know, you can tilt off the smallest things in this game, and even the most patient person in the world can still get really, really cranky at the dumbest of situations. But yeah, so right here, we're going in together. I saw a perfect opportunity to Earth Shatter, and I just took it again, and we managed to break their defense off that single Earth Shatter. I was like, guys, I'm going in. I don't care. Just be there for me, because I'm done. I'm so done with this. So yeah, I got a very good Earth Shatter, managed to take out a lot of their enemy team, and off this we can push the payload up and we can consolidate this second cap. I mean, you can see right now, they're popping everything that they can to sort of keep us at the position that we are, because they do not want us to get to that second point and cap. It's just not enough though. I mean, we really come out guns blazing here. We have the momentum, but also more importantly is that we've got 20 seconds to break this choke right now at this phase, and I saw a great opportunity. I charged, pinned one, ultied, got 3 of them in the ulti, but it still wasn't enough for my team to capitalize on it. And the other team was ready for it. They popped everything that they had in defense of that. And yeah, we just could not break their defense, and it's a testament to the team that we're up against. I mean, their top 500 players, they were in better positions than us. They would have been on better comms than us. Their game sense was a lot better than ours was. And it was just, ultimately, it came together for them much more effectively than it came together for us. In saying that, though, it was still a top-notch match. I still really enjoyed it. And, kudos to them. I mean, it was a really excellent match. It was only one of 3 matches that I lost for my placements. But you can see there that, there were massive plays that were made by my team and their team, and there were mistakes done by both sides as well. Which is a true testament to the fact that no one is perfect at this game. Everyone will still make mistakes. Everyone has the capacity to make great plays as well. It's just the nature of the game as it is at the moment. I mean, no one is infallible, no one is ever perfect, and you should treat every match as a learning experience. I mean, that's personally my philosophy. Every game I go into a competitive, I treat it as a learning experience. There is something that I'm going to learn or get out of this match. And if you take that approach, I just think it's a better philosophy to take than, okay, I'm going out with the intention to win. I'm going out with the intention to do this, 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 and this. Because you can't predict those factors. They're a random element. However, the only thing you really can control is your ability in-game. Your dedication, your passion for this game. So if you get in there and you go out with the intention to be the best that you can be, then you are going to have the best of times, regardless of the outcome. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.